Alright, in this lesson we will talk about one of the famous uh, and fundamental algorithms in computer science, binary search. We find applications of binary search in a large number of problems, in a large variety of problems in computer science. But here, let's try to learn it in its simplest form. And to do so, we define a problem first. And the problem is, given a sorted array of integers. A sorted array means that the elements in the array are arranged either in increasing order or in decreasing order. Like in this array here, the elements are arranged in increasing order. Let's say the name of the array is A and the size of this array is 9. So we have index starting 0 till 8. Now given such an array and a number or an integer x, we want to find out whether x exists in this array or not, and if x exists in this array, then we wanted to find out the position at which x exists in this array. So far, example, if x is 81, does 81 exist in the array? Yes, 81 exists in the array A, and it exists at index 7. Does 25 exist in the array? No, 25 does not exist in the array. Does 21 exist in the array? Yes, 21 exists in that area at the position 3 at index 3. Now, what would be the logic to find out the whether x exists in the array or not? One simplest approach can be that we can scan the whole array to find out the desired number. So we start at index 0 and compare these elements with x. If it is equals to x, then we are done with our searching. We have found the element in the array. If not, we go to the next element, and we keep on comparing with the next elements until either we are finished with the array or we find the number. So let's just say if we wanted to find out 63 in this array, then search will be over when we reach index 6. We start at the index 0 and our search will be over at the index 6. If we want to find out 25, our search will be over at index 8 with the conclusion that 25 in the array exists. This approach will work irrespective of whether the array is sorted or not. And if I have to write the code to this, it will be pretty straightforward. Let's say I wanted to write a method that takes an array A, its size is n, and the elements. Uh, this is the linear search that we are going to do. The code would be, we will run a loop starting 0 till n minus 1. So far I started 0 to n minus 1. If the element at the index is equals to x, then we run I. Sorry, we return I, which means that the element exists at which we have found, and our search will be over. And if we cannot find any such I, then we return -1. Let's say returning -1 means that we could not find the element, we could not find the x in the array A. Now with this algorithm, we are lucky we find the x at the first position itself. So the best case, if we make only one comparison, and we will be able to find out the result. In the worst case, x would not be even be present in the array. We will scan the whole array. We will make the n comparisons with all the elements in the array, and then we will be able to give back the result that hey, x does not exist. So the time taken in the worst case is definitely proportional to the like input size of the array, sorry, size of the array. One in the other words, we see that this would be the big O of n in terms of time complexity. uh, it 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 always good to analyze the running time of the algorithm in the worst case. And so this is the linear search approach actually. Okay, so we are covering in this video both the searchings, that is linear and the binary search. Okay, right, so let's continue. So yeah, find out the upper bound of the time taken. Now in this case, the time has the linear function of the n, so linear search. And once again, we are using linear search. We are not using any property like the array is sorted or not, whether the array is sorted or not, this will work. Now let us try to improve this algorithm by binary search. Okay, using the extra property of the array, that is it is sorted, and I will make some space here first. Let us say we wanted to find out whether 13 exists in the array A. So x is 13, and we want to find out whether the x exists in the array A. Now we will use a different approach this time. Instead of comparing x with the first element, and we do this in the case of the binary search, we will compare it with the middle element. Okay, now the size of the array is 9, so the middle element will be at the index 4. Now there can be three cases here. Case 1 can be that x is equals to the middle element. uh, if x is equals to the middle element, we have already found x in the array. Case 2 can be when x is less than the middle element, and case 3 can be that x is greater than the middle element. uh, Clearly, if x is equals to the middle element, our search is over, because we have found x in the array. And if x is less than the middle element, then because the array is sorted, it lies before the middle element, and we can discard the middle element and all the elements after the middle element. Similarly, if x is greater than the middle element, it lies after the middle element, so we can discard all the elements after the middle element, and of course the middle element as well. So in the case 2 and 3, we discard half the elements from our search space and reduce our search space. So in this example, when x is 13, initially our search space is the whole array. X can exist anywhere in the array. Now we compare it with the middle element, which is 36. Now x is less than the 36. It should exist somewhere before 36. So we discard all the elements after the 36, and 36 as well. So now the problem gets refined. We need to search x only between the index 0 to 3. Right? So how do we keep tracking of the search space? We keep track of the search space using two indices, start and end. So initially, the start would be 0 and end would be the last element in the array. In this case, the index 8, because initially the whole array is our search space, and we calculate mid as start plus end up to 2. Now, twice we find out our reduced search space. we adjust a start and end accordingly. So in this case, after comparing 13 with 36 and discarding half of the array, our end now, because index 3, which is nothing but 1 less than the middle element. Now we again find out the middle element in this reduced search space. So here the middle element will be 3 plus 0 by 2 if we take only the integral part of 3 plus 0 by 2 would be 1.5. The middle element will be index 1. Once again, is it equals to x? No, 6 is not equals to 30. Is x less than the middle element? Is it case now? No, it is no. X is greater than the middle element. So this time we discard the middle element and all the elements are towards its left. And this time we shift start to make our new search space is uh, starting at the index 2 and ending at the index 3. Now that the middle element 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 by 2 is 2.5 and the integral part is 2. So this our middle element. So x is now equals to middle element. We have found our element. So we are done with our search. Right. This kind of search where we reduce the search space into half at each comparison is called binary search. Once again, we are able to reduce the search space by 2 or in other words, we are able to reduce the search space into half only because the array is sorted. Array being sorted is a precondition for binary search. Okay, so let's us now write code for this algorithm. I will write a method binary search that will take as arguments an array A, its size n, and a number x to be searched for in the array, and I will initialize two variables start to 0 and end to n minus 1. So start and end and define our search space. Initially the whole array is the search space. Now I will write a condition here while start is less than or equals to end. I will I will come back to why I am writing this condition. So while this is true, start is less than or equals to end. We will find out the middle index of the search space has start plus end up to 2. And now we will write three cases. If the middle element is equals to x, then our search is over. We return the index stored in the variable mid and exit from the function. If x is less than the middle element, then we need to discard all the elements having index greater than or equals to mid. So our end of the search space now becomes mid minus 1, and in the third condition, which will be x greater than the middle element, which will be the default condition after these two if and else if, we need to discard all the elements with index less than or equals to mid. So our start becomes mid plus 1, and if we exit this while loop without repeating anything, then we return minus 1, which will means that we were not found element x in the array. Okay, now why this while have statement with the condition start less than or equals to, that we are basically doing in our algorithm is that we are searching space recursively by adjusting